When I'm given a plate to plate on, the factors that determine how I plate on the dish is first what's on the plate. If the plate has a print on it, a blank space, it provides me an opportunity to build upon the blank canvas. If there's a print on the plate, I consider where the print is and how it integrates into the plate. And a major factor is the plate's design. So both these plates are coupe plates. So I don't want to use a sauce that runs too much, because the sauces will run to the middle of the plate, and so will the ingredients because of gravity. So I make sure I either provide anchoring points, which would be the aioli on the plate, or I build structure from the plate, from the center of the plate, and work my way out. The first impression of the two plates that you presented me with was the contrast. There's one plate here that's very elegant. It's very feminine in nature. It's beautiful, antique gold inlays, and a lot of white space that I can play with. And the other plate, the David Lynch plate, was more of a challenge looking at it right off the bat, but looking into it and kind of understanding the story of the plate and the layers inside the plate is if you look at the plate, it's very artistic. It's telling a story. It's got a clock in it. There's different focal points in it. It's got an eye in it, an iris. It's looking at you. So there's a lot of things to play with on the plate to build a dish on. The creative process and the inspiration behind the food on the plates is interesting. You look at the plate and it reveals itself to you slowly as you stare at it. In your mind, when you start thinking about what you're going to make, it's almost like a blank sketch pad, just with a little something filled in so that I can build off of. For the white plate, it allows me to put some brighter colors on it because it helps build contrast. And then, in addition to that, the lighter plate gives me lighter flavors, so that's where I come in with the octopus, the lima beans, the escalette pepper. It gives a little contrast to the light femininity, and but still maintains a level of elegance. For the David Lynch plate, I saw a lot of layers and dark colors, and honestly that's a big challenge. So from there I wanted to continue the layers and the colors and the contrast that he was using and the mystery. I really feel as though this plate is multi-layered, so I put like metaphors in it. Like I layered in levels of food, I layered it horizontally, I layered it vertically. I felt the plate was really masculine, so I put a steak on the plate. I felt as though a shallot has many layers in it, so I put the shallot in it. Just to build off of what Bernardaud and David Lynch had already done, I wanted to just continue that process. The dinnerware is very important. It brings the inspiration to each dish. Sometimes I'll try plating a dish on one plate and what I'm trying to accomplish won't work on that plate, so I'll use a different plate and then I'll be able to achieve the vision that I have in my head on the plate. When plating at home, the most important thing is to keep it simple. Keep your ingredients simple, keep what you're doing simple. It's when you get too esoteric and too out there and try and do too much is when everything starts falling apart. The best things are the most simple things, the most focused. Just using the best ingredients, like another artist like Michelangelo took the best marble, carved statues from that, kept it simple. Didn't use too many mediums, didn't use too much on the plate. That's when plates really get confusing. I became a chef. I've always been interested in cooking since I was 10 years old. When I was 10, I interviewed Wolfgang Puck for a school project and kind of kept in touch throughout the years. When I turned 16, I basically wrote to him and reminded him of myself and like, you remember me? I interviewed you when I was 10. And he did, and I asked him for a job because I was interested in cooking. He said, you come work for me. And so from there I started as a prep cook at Spago West Hollywood and worked my way up through the kitchens.